Let's take you to Cape Town now, where there's been a standoff between anti-crime protesters who have wanted to march there. Earlier, police said they could not march as they were wearing masks. Well, we've got our Newzroom Afrika reporter Nasiphi Same on the ground joining us live now. Nasiphi, good to have you. Thank you very much for your time. Has the matter been resolved between the marchers and the law enforcement?
We'll hear now from Pagad regarding that particular standoff. Police officers saying that they cannot march due to the fact that many of them are covering their faces. The police say that they have an act that prohibits marchers from wearing masks. We are still currently standing in a parking lot right in front of the Mitchells Plain police station, heavily guarded in all entrances. I am now joined by Mr. Nazim Davids, who's one of the organizers for Pagad G-Force. We understand the main reason for this march is against gangsterism, which we've seen playing out in a number of Cape Flats communities, and also anti-drug distribution, basically. But talk to us about the standoff between police. Will the march be going on ahead? We understand that we are running a bit, about 33 minutes behind schedule.
Yeah, I think one of the conditions is that our people need to remove their masks. And we feel that is an unfair request from the police. We have negotiated with them pertaining this march whole of last week, and no such request was made. No such conditions was put forward, and they come now with this condition. So we feel it is absolutely unfair.
We understand that there's another march in Bonteheuwel, about just over 20 kilometers from where we are. And those marchers, you were saying, are wearing masks and are escorted by police.
Yes, I think also this is the first time that we've been faced with a request like this. We've had many other marches and never ever were they spoken about masks. So we want them to show us their policies, and we will show them their own policies, what they are not fulfilling in our local communities.
Mr. Davids, I mean, the essence of this meeting, this march rather, is to go to Eastridge and Beacon Valley, which have been the epicenters of ongoing gang shootings. What do you make out of the fact that 33 minutes later you're still standing here and not marching in the streets due to the fact that you have reached a deadlock with police?
Yeah, I think the police should actually answer that to the people of Mitchells Plain. They are not there to protect our people, but they are here in the numbers today to prevent us from bringing awareness against the very scourge that is killing our people. And we've got political parties present so that they can witness what organizations like Pagad is going through with our authorities and our government.
What is going on the Cape Flats for those that don't live in the Western Cape and don't understand the essence of this march?
I think the Cape Flats, this is what we call genocide. In other countries, it's being called genocide. So why do we act on behalf or in the interest of other countries when we see or witness genocide there? But in our own communities, it is like nothing is happening. So today we have created a platform where political parties whom our people have voted for can actually come and show accountability to the very people who voted them in power. Many of them refuse to come, and that is an indication to our people. We need to educate ourselves. We need to relook at who we really vote for in our next election.
Mr. Davids, do you think that if there was a rewording when it comes to the crimes committed by gangsters, that perhaps authorities would act more swiftly?
I think rewording, my honest opinion, our government need to ask themselves, do they really want to stop gangsterism and drugs? Is it in their interest to stop gangsterism and drugs on the Cape Flats, especially in our impoverished areas? It doesn't look like it's in their interest.
And perhaps the reasons why some people are wearing masks ahead of this march?
I think people are scared, and you cannot blame people. We've got state witnesses being killed in Athlone, in the court yard of Athlone Court. A witness was killed on Friday. So people are scared. People cover their faces, but yet they want to make a contribution towards positive change in the communities. So rather do it with a mask where I'm not being identified than not making a contribution at all.
In the recent march that you had in Bonteheuwel following the killing of that 2-month-old baby due to gang shootings, you were confronted there by gangsters.
I think you need to understand that at this stage there is a Pagad G-Force and there's a Pagad Viva.
Okay.
It used to be one, but there is some differences between the two at the moment, and therefore the split. Although we, the G-Force, we believe unity is strength, and we do everything in our power to sort out those differences so that once again we can be a united force fighting the scourge of gangsterism and drugs on the Cape Flats.
Will we be marching today into these two communities, Estridge and Beacon Valley?
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nazim Davids there, who is one of the organizers of Pagad G-Force, also clarifying that the other Pagad that is currently marching in Bonteheuwel is not that of Pagad G-Force. We are hearing a number of EFF supporters singing outside as they have also arrived to join this march into two communities, Beacon Valley and Estridge, which have been the epicenters of ongoing gang fights over turfs. And Pagad is saying that while the police have put this forward, that marchers are prohibited in taking to the streets while wearing a mask, they are confirming that they will be marching. And there are reasons why many of the people that you're seeing in front of you are covering their faces, and that is in fear of retaliation. I'll just ask my colleague now to show you the group that is making their way to the parking area that we are in. As I mentioned earlier on, the police have blocked off the two entrances making their way into this parking area to ensure that there is some sort of agreement between the marchers and the police before they go into the various communities, and that is to remove the face mask that they are wearing. There, as you can see, is the EFF. We heard from Mr. David saying that they have called on various political parties to form part of this particular march into these communities where residents are feeling unsafe due to gang violence. And he is saying that it shows just a few political parties that have decided to join this march, and they want to communicate to residents that it is these political parties that want to stand with groups like Pagad fighting against gang violence in the various communities of the Cape Flats.
Nasiphi Same, I appreciate your intervention. That's Nasiphi for us there. That is just where that march is about to begin. They're just inside the parking lot at this particular point, of course, while they battle that negotiation with law enforcement. We'll bring you an update on that story as it progresses.